What is up, Houston, Texas? I'm gonna do something different today. We're gonna see how this goes. Let's see. Share it on Twitter if it's gonna let me. What up, what up, what up? Welcome to the stream. Hit the like button. Let's get this ball rolling. Let's listen in to Deshaun Watson's press conference today. Honestly, to be honest, I'm kind of mad at Twitter because I didn't even get the notification for this press conference. And not only did we get Deshaun Watson talking to the media, but we also got, what up, Oscar? We also got J.J. Watt. So let's listen in, man. This is classic channel. This is classic shit for my channel. I used to do this all the damn time, especially in the off season when they were hosting a lot of these press conferences because of all the changes that was happening with the Houston Texans. So what we would do is we would hear the press conference. After every question, we would give our 2 cents on it. And to be honest, this is what got majority of my subscribers to this channel. So it is good to basically take it back to some of the roots of this channel. I didn't expect them to actually have a presser today, so this is actually good content that just happened to pop up on a Saturday morning. And as you know, the Texans are actually out there on a Saturday, so they're training. Yo, Snipes, this is not a Trump broadcast, bro. This is a Houston, Texas broadcast. But anyways, man, welcome to the stream. Hit that like button. But let's break this down, bro. I'm going to play this. Hopefully you guys can hear the audio while I play it. Let me know if you can. Let's start off with Pancake himself, John McClain.
Passing game in Cooks, Cobb, and David Johns.
It's definitely a little different because his locker was across from me. So, every time, this is my 4th year, so the last 3 years I would come in, and of course I would have seen him and, chopped it up with him and talked to him about, the offseason and different things. But, that's part of the business, something that the organization and, had decided to do. But we got some great guys that came in from Cobb, Cooks, David Johnson, veteran guys who played a lot of football and coming in and ready to work. So, we definitely have a good addition, and, we try and put all the pieces together and build that chemistry.
Now, when he talks about, and this is not the first time that Deshaun Watson has talked about having veterans around him, right? This is definitely not the first time that he's talked about that. When they first made the acquisitions, I can't remember what presser itself it was, but he talked about them being veterans, them being leaders, them being experienced. And I think this is really just Deshaun Watson saying, I'm buying into the Bill O'Brien dream, that because we now have these weapons available, because we have now experienced players that have been to the Super Bowl, that have been around winning franchises, that know what it is to be clutch at certain situations, because we have more than just one of those players, we can now deliver on the ultimate goal. And I think this is what really is what Deshaun Watson is buying into, right? He later on in this presser goes out to basically say, hey, these guys are not only teaching me something about football and what they've experienced, but I appreciate the fact that they are also taking the time to get to know me and who I am as a quarterback, rather than saying, well, Tom Brady did it this way, so you should probably do it this way. Because if there's one thing that bugged me about early on with O'Brien and Deshaun Watson, was he made a lot of references and a lot of comparisons to Deshaun Watson being like Aaron Rodgers. Now, I know the soundbite says that he's basically saying, I'm not saying he's Aaron Rodgers. I don't know if you guys remember that soundbite. But when we acquired Randall Cobb, I was thinking, okay, how far are you willing to really try to force this guy to be something he's not. In my eyes, Deshaun Watson can be 10 times greater than what Aaron Rodgers has been, which basically what I'm saying is the guy can win multiple Super Bowls if the things get done correctly. There are too many variables in football that really determine how successful a franchise really is. Like, it's from the coaches to the general manager to the owner to the players executing what needs to be done, right? There's just too many variables that have to do with that particular fact of winning multiple Super Bowls. The problem is that the numbers will tell you that when a quarterback no longer is under a rookie contract, the percentage of them getting back to a Super Bowl or winning a Super Bowl is like 26%, right? Which means that truly the Texans are going all in this last year of Deshaun Watson's rookie contract. So, he's basically saying, I'm buying into this plan of having all these veterans, all these experienced players that have been there, done that, and it is what it is. And I'm not going to speak ill will on the trade between Hopkins and the Texans. It's done for. I definitely miss my friend. I definitely miss coming into the building and chopping it up with him. But my relationship is not gonna end because he's no longer in this locker room. So, anyways, let's keep hearing the next question.
Aaron Wilson. Morning, Deshaun. Deshaun, when you saw Patrick Mahomes get that contract, what was your reaction to, as a friend, to see him get that reward? And how much did it make you think of your own situation? Just kind of what are the state of you and your talks? Have they been good between you and the Texans so far as you guys work toward an eventual goal of doing a deal?
I mean, it was awesome. It was awesome for him to be able to, achieve, something so big and get what he deserved. I actually texted him that day when the news came out, and he texted right back. The friendship that we have has been, great ever since, high school, from 11 to college, all that. So, that was definitely dope. And, my representation and the organization has definitely been talking. But, time is everything. Right now, I'm just focused on football, my team, and building this chemistry, building this offense, and, getting everyone, make sure we stay safe, but at the same time, trying to speed up the process to get on the same page, so we can be ready for September 10th. So that's my main focus. I have an agent that's going to, take care of that, but that's not my main focus right now. My main focus is staying healthy and making sure this team is ready to play.
And that's what having an agent is all about, right? Like, you don't have to worry about being the one to make the negotiations, right? You basically tell your agent, hey, this is what I want. Ideally, this is what I really want. The agent goes and basically battles it out for you, right? And then makes his case, and then he comes back and says, well, this is what the organization wants to do. Do you want to counter? Whatever it is the case. But I find it interesting that he says, what I want to do right now is I just want to focus on football. Like, I don't want to be responsible for having to think about the contract and this and that. And that, to me, is a good thing because you definitely see the maturity from Deshaun Watson. Like, he's not going to be one of those guys that's going to allow the risk of not getting a new contract or the risk of not getting what you truly want from a team interfere with what he wants to do, what he wants to bring to this organization. And that's just truly just being a professional himself, getting down to the business, getting down to what he wants to do, and there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. Now, I've came out and already said it on Twitter, and I've said this because a while ago, I want to say maybe about almost 3 weeks ago, someone said, oh, money's flying around in NRG, and they're close to closing on a contract. Nothing to me about what Deshaun Watson just said sounds like the contract is happening anytime soon. In fact, it really sounds like the contract talks will continue because Deshaun Watson is going to continue to iron out what he wants with the organization. But that doesn't mean that he's going to sign a contract like anytime soon. I could see the Texans really pick that boy off. I could really see the Texans signing him at the end of this season coming up. And that's really what scared me about the 3-year deal. This dude's about to quit. That's really what scared me about the three-year deal, because I'm thinking to myself, okay, If you don't sign Deshaun Watson this year and you sign him this offseason, that means that by the time that his contract expires, it's going to be the same time that Laramie Tunsil's contract expires. And that tells me that both players are looking to not only get paid now, but in 3 years, they're looking to get another to break the bank again. So now the franchise really has to make a decision on, are we going to continue to pay and continue to increase the money? Nah, I can see Deshaun Watson, they ain't going to have no problem paying him again, right? The thing about Deshaun Watson is, what is it going to be? If in these 3 years, we have not won anything, I don't know, man. It's going to be fucking hard to try to retain him, right? And I'm sure that's why the Texans want to have a long-term deal, which is bad to me too, because the fact that you're not okay with doing a 3-year deal because you're afraid that you can't get it done in 3 years, like, then you don't have a solid plan where you feel like you guys are really in line to win something. You guys are really just fucking throwing shit against the wall, trying to see if shit sticks, to see if shit's gonna go down. But anyways, man, let's keep listening.
Important is it to get something done on this deal before the season, and if not before the season, then sooner rather than later?
Great question.
Like I said, the football is my main focus. My agent knows the time limit and things like that.
Yep, I agree, Snipes.
Like I've always been wanting to do since I was a little kid, is just play football, win championship, win games, and compete. So, like I said before, that my agent is taking care of that, and that's with him and the organization. Like I said, my main focus is being the quarterback and the leader of this team and making sure we're ready for September 10th.
So he's just trying to find out on the timing, right? He's trying to find out the same thing that we're trying to find out is like, okay, how close are they to this deal? Like, we know that they're talking, we know that they're negotiating, but how close are they to this deal? And look, I've already had plenty of sources confirm to me that they are really not that close as people are portraying it to be, and it's okay. I mean, I don't have a problem with that, because ultimately, to me, it's about him getting the right contract. Like, you're right, footballer Deshaun ain't no fucking stupid ass motherfucker. Like, he knows what the fuck this franchise has done. Like, he knows how, instead of going forward, we've really been backpedaling, and we've been really putting band-aids over fucking shit that we've caused to ourselves. I mean, you're right. Do you make a decision? Do you sign Kareem? Do you keep Tyron? Maybe you don't have to sign both, but you could have kept one. But now you're dealing in the same position where you have a hole in that safety position. You want to go cheaper, so you figure, okay, the cheaper option compared to paying Tyron, or compared to paying Kareem Jackson, is to get this guy Murray, and hopefully he pans out. But it's the same shit that we've been doing for years. We've done it with Jaleel Adai. We've done it with Gibson. Like, this shit continues to happen, and you continue to pay players for time that they're not here. You look at Aaron Colvin. You've paid for Aaron Colvin while he's not here. You paid for Clowney to get the heck out of here. So who is the next player that these people decide, you know what, it's not working out? Like, could it be David Johnson? Could we end up paying for David Johnson's contract because we decide to cut him because he's not successful this year? Could he be the next player that the Texans say, we're going to go in a different direction? Like, it could possibly happen. And the bad thing about it is, half the shit is like, it's not that the players are not that good. It's just that you really don't know how to utilize these players, and you think you do, and you bring them in and you say, oh, this player, we like their skill, we like the way it fits with the team, and then you say, never mind, it didn't fit with the team. My bad, we got it wrong, and you continue to pay these players contracts. Like, now you're really gonna have to deal with the cap problem, right? Like, how is that gonna change the game? Because we know now with the COVID situation, that cap is not gonna be crazy, right? So yes, the Texans are in a major danger when it comes to really finding ways of doing stuff to keep certain players. But look, the contracts are coming up, bro. Cunningham is due, Justin Reed is due. You got to make a decision on Will Fuller. You got to make a decision on Kenny Stills. You got a lot of decisions to make. You got to make a decision on Conley. You got to make a decision on Vernon. You got plenty of decisions to make on people that you didn't draft, people that you brought in, people that you've traded for, and you can't fucking tell tell the damn media, or tell the fans, it didn't work out. Like, how long are you gonna continue to fucking try to plug in here, plug in there, plug in here, plug in there? The best franchises, bro, they keep their core players. The best franchises keep their core player. Like, that's a fact, bro. That's a fact. All right, let's keep listening. It's hard to fucking play and listen to this shit, honestly.
You guys were talking about your new set of receivers with DeAndre Gone, Brandon Cooks, Randall, those guys. Have you had a chance to work
definitely
out
was
with
fake
them much,
rumors.
and how difficult has it been to get your workouts in and also go through the safety protocols during this season?
Yeah, I've worked out with him a couple of times over the summer. We've kind of been making sure that we're, picking the right time to work out, doing the right things, and taking the precautions that we need to make sure that everyone is safe. Everyone have a family, they have kids, wife, so making sure that they're staying safe, that the wife and the kids are, making sure that they're on the same page of what we're doing, what we're working out, and who we've been around, and checking temperatures, things like that, staying sanitized. So, yeah, it's been good the times we've been working out, but it's also been difficult and kind of, nerve-wracking because we haven't been able to work out as much as, we wanted to. But at the same time, we've been FaceTime testing, doing a lot of mental work. So whenever they came in, they were ready and prepared.
Did I just see what I thought?
And yeah, I mean, we've seen the times. We've seen Deshaun Watson personally just work out with Kenny by himself, work out with Fuller by himself, worked out with Brandon Cooks and David Johnson in a group in Arizona. So yeah, we definitely have seen Deshaun Watson trying to put in the work. It definitely, I'm sure, has been a lot harder without this COVID situation. But that's where every team in the NFL stands right now. And look, O'Brien preached and preached, this is going to be a veteran year. This is going to be a veteran year. Okay, you got your veterans. You brought in your veterans. And now you got to fucking deliver. And you can't put it all on fucking Deshaun Watson. So don't fucking, I don't want nobody, bro. I'm playing like shit because I got to talk and listen to this shit. So do not mind my gameplay right now. But look, it's going to be on everybody, bro. It's got to be on the players to execute. It's got to be on the coaches to truly do what they say they're going to do with allowing Tim Kelly to do what the hell he's going to do, supposedly. So it's they got to work it together, right? Like, it's a machine, bro. And the best machines, like in New England, they're well-oiled, right? That's how you become a dynasty. And that's what people want from this team. They don't want them to just win one ring when you got a quarterback like the one you got. Like, you should be able to win multiple rings with the player that you got. Like, no lie. Hey, intercept that. Let's go. Fucking a die, bro. A die. Telling O'Brien, bitch, what you say? What you say I'm worth? Better fucking write the check. If you keep all the players, then you gotta ask them to take less. And I'm pretty sure, Snipes, I'm pretty sure that is the theory that O'Brien continues to think that he's going to be able to do. But you already seen from Deshaun Watson, you've already seen from Larry Tunsil, nah, I'm not gonna take less money. But hey, maybe his idea is, I'm gonna just pay my 2 top players or my 3 top players what they want, and everybody else just gotta fall under that. Hey, bro, they have 2 rookies. Players are successful, just like KD and the Warriors. If Andre Iguodala was going, if it was going to stay, then KD was going to have to take less, and he did. So that's why they yeah, that's true. People make sacrifices, but look, even the people that make sacrifices, like for instance, Tom Brady, eventually he just got tired of it. I mean, he wasn't making the biggest sacrifices, but the people around him were definitely making sacrifices to win rings, and he got tired of it. He's like, nah, bro, I want to hit the bank one more time, and it happens. But hey, they got the rings to say, you know what, we won enough. We were successful. Now I want to be successful in another area. Now I want to go do it my way somewhere else, and that's respectable. And look, if that ever happened with Deshaun, let's say Deshaun wins. Fuck, I don't know. What? Damn, this boy's grabbing me, bro. Let's say Deshaun wins 2, 3 rings and then decides to move on. Like, would you be mad? Would you guys be mad if that happened? If Deshaun wins 2 to 3 rings with the franchise and eventually, like, Tom Brady moves on to another franchise? Like, I don't know, bro. Like, you can't do this forever, right? Like, you can't take pay cuts. And look, I really don't think Deshaun will be one to take pay cuts. He's already came out and said it, like, himself, right? I'm not giving you guys a home discount. Like, give me my money. Like, I'm worth that. And he really is. Look at this dude, bro. Yeah, for sure.
As a leader now and going into your fourth year, what is it that you need to see from this Texans organization for you?
Okay, first of all, shout out to the media, bro, because the media has come with it today. They're asking the questions that need to be asked, when most of the time the fucking media for Houston are a bunch of pussies that don't ask shit, except for Aaron Wilson.
So a long-term deal, like, say, like what Patrick Mahomes agreed to, for you to want to be here long-term, what do you need to see from the organization?
I'm here. I love this organization. I love them in their family. I love the coaching staff. I love the coaches. I love the players. I love the city. I love the fan base. So right now, my main focus is continue to be a Houston Texan, making sure that I'm
Keyword right now.
everything I can to bring the city, this organization, this first championship. So that's my main focus. And right now, I'm a Houston Texan, and that the future is gonna tell itself. But I'm locked in on being a Texan.
Sean, I know your number one goal is helping.
So that's what's up. That's a good answer, but you gotta really look at the keyword right there, right? Right now, at this moment, if you ask me today, yes, I am a Houston Texan. Ask me again at the end of the season, I don't fucking know how I'm gonna feel. That's really what I take from that. Like, there's really no telling. Oh, come on, Fuller. So, man, that's what I'm saying. We gotta get to look. It's really AFC Championship. Like, you gotta get to AFC Championship this year, bro. That nothing else is going to make Deshaun happier, bro. Like, nothing else. You gotta get to AFC Championship, and once you're there, you gotta take advantage of the opportunity you have. It's just that simple, bro. And that's what pisses me off about last season, because when all the stars were aligning, when everything was going your way, you fucking found a way to fuck the shit up. You fucking found a way to fuck the shit up. Oh, I'm a Texas fan till I die, but I think what people get wrong is that you can be a Texans fan all your life and not stand for bullshit. Like, I don't have to support everything these motherfuckers do. Like, I can criticize them and still be a true fan. So that's what like gets me about certain people. Oh, you ain't a true fan. So what? So what that tells me is these same motherfuckers are the same motherfuckers that stay in toxic relationships while the bitches over there fucking they mans. Like, that's what I'm fucking saying, bro. Are you gonna suck and stand up and say enough is enough, bro? You're not finna treat me this way, or you can get the fuck out or do something or make a change. That's what people say about Bill O'Brien. We're not talking about sell the franchise. We're not talking about fucking give it to somebody else. We're saying hold these motherfucking coaches accountable for what they fucking are giving you on the field, because the amount of talent that you've had on this fucking team, you should have by now, at the very minimum, got to AFC fucking championship game. At the very minimum, bro. Like, there's no fucking excuse for that shit. And I don't even have to go far to give you the latest example. You don't fucking blow a 24-0 fucking lead. I don't give a fuck about the defense not making a stop. It's your job to coach the defense. It's your job to make adjustments. And let's be fucking honest. This team on making fucking adjustments mid-game are the fucking worst. When this team has to fucking make adjustments because their fucking game plan is not going to plan, they are the worst, bro. And that is not on the players. That is on the coaching staff. I don't care how bad you try to fucking make it seem. Like, it is what it is. But damn, flip the fuck out of him. Let's keep hearing.
Team win, but what are some personal things you want to work on this year, or some development things that you really think you can do this year to take it to the next step?
Just being, very detailed in my craft. Not making those little error mistakes. Of course, protecting the ball, making sure everyone is on the same page, and really just kind of, coming down to the end of the game situations. I know I was, pretty decent at it last year, but I want to be perfect. And I want to be able to, win those close games. I want to be able to close out those games against, New Orleans and against a couple other teams that, we came up short, against in the fourth quarter, especially against those great quarterbacks. So I want to be able to focus on that, build a craft and be able to get us in the perfect play each and every time. Even though that's hard and, it's kind of impossible to do, but I feel like it's possible. So just kind of focus on that.
Damn. Now that's a fucking statement right there, bro. That's really holding yourself accountable, right? What he's saying is, bro, I want to be perfect. I want to be perfect. Like I don't want to just be a fourth quarter comeback hero all the fucking time. I want to fucking put teams away. I want to fucking win the games I'm supposed to win. It's funny how he mentioned the Saints game, but he didn't mention the Chiefs game. Like, I find that kind of funny, and I don't know if it's related to all the details that have come out about DeAndre Hopkins after the Chiefs game and the rant in the locker room. I don't know if it's related to that and not opening up Pandora's box with that, and that's why like the last memory that he has of a game that he should have won but didn't get won was the Saints game. I want to say that probably was one of our close games that we lost, right? Maybe the Panthers game was close at a point and we still lost it. Obviously the Denver game was not close. We were getting blown the fuck out. What other game that we had? The Ravens game, we were not even in that game. We were getting blown out. So yeah, I guess that is really the only game that we were that close that we really should have won. So without him really mentioning the Chiefs game, I'm guessing he just didn't really want to open up Pandora's box. So let's keep listening.
Deshaun, with Hopkins, I'm wondering what you think Will Fuller is capable of doing in an expanded role, especially if he's able to stay healthy for all 16 games.
Will's gonna ball out. I mean, Will's gonna be one of the best receivers in the league. So, you know, he's came back a lot stronger, a lot faster. Will's really good, very confident in himself and what he did over the offseason. I'm very confident in what he can do. And we all are as an organization, as a team. So there's no doubt that Will can, you know, take that role and do, you know, great things with it.
A little jet sweep to start the drive.
Deshaun, I know this is back in March, but when did you find out?
So Will Fuller, I think everybody and their mama wants to see Will Fuller succeed. Everybody and their mama wants to see Will Fuller have a full, healthy season. And look, the dude definitely has been putting in the work. He had a groin operation this off season, a couple of other things go for him. So I think everyone's expecting Will Fuller to really take a leap, take a step to solidify himself as a wide receiver, not only in this team but in the NFL. So, man, I really hope, man. That's one thing that I really truly does go right, that this dude doesn't get injured. I even went as far as making bold statements on definitely many platforms, whether it's been on YouTube, whether it's been on other people's channels. Man, like, I've come out and said, this is going to be the year Will Fuller doesn't get hurt. This is going to be the year Will Fuller doesn't get hurt. Because I just want to put that shit out there. Like, I want to put it out there in the universe. Like, I don't want to be that one guy that's saying, oh, he always goes down. Or, what if, bro? He's always a what if. Nah, I want to say, nah, this is going to be the year, bro. This is going to be the year. So that's just kind of how I've been with Will Fuller. Like, I just really hope. Now, the other question to Will Fuller, because I've never seen it on tape, and if you guys have, please put it in the comment section, but I've never seen Will Fuller been double teamed. I've never seen Will Fuller be double teamed and catch a contested ball. So when they decide to double team him this year, and I know a lot of people have said they're not going to double team Will Fuller, they won't be able to because they got to cover everybody else. I get that. But let's say there's a game where we have one of those games like the Panthers where shit is just not going right, or you have like the first game against the Jags where the offense just really looked lackluster. Like, what are you going to do then? Like, you know, you're going to start to trust the receiver that you're used to. So can Will Fuller step up in those moments? Can he really be the difference maker? I don't think he's ever had that opportunity. We've never seen a game where it's been the opposite, where Fuller was there, but Hop went out injured, or Hop couldn't play the rest of the game, or whatever the case may be. Like, we've never seen that game, right? Like, it's not happened. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with that. So, anyways, let's keep listening.
When that Hopkins was traded, what was your reaction to it?
I found out after a workout, and it was just, of course, out the blue, different. I wasn't expecting it. But, you know, like I said, that's just the way the business goes. And that's something that, I have pretty much no control of. So, the organization had to do what they had to do, and, D-Hop, he had to do what he had to do. So, we still, have a relationship, we still have a bond, but, it was just different, of course.
Yeah, so that's just him letting you guys know what we already know. We know the guy was working out with his QB coach, Avery, and he gets the news, makes the face like, what the fuck is going on? I think at that point, I don't, look, here's the thing, like, I don't know if at that point, we know that we're bringing in Brandon Cooks, like when we trade for Hop. I think at that point we, like a couple of days later after the Hop trade, we signed Randall Cobb, and people are like furious because they're like, ain't no fucking way Randall Cobb replacing Hop, right? So people were still not happy. And then they do the Brandon Cooks trade right before the draft, where we basically take that second pick that we got from the Cardinals, and we say, here, Rams, give us Brandon Cooks and we'll give you this pick. I was pissed about it because as deep as the fucking wide receiver class was, as much as you need to fucking stock up on drafts, because you can't pay everybody every fucking year. It can't be a contract year for everybody every single damn year. You decided to go a different route, and you called it a veteran year, and you thought bringing in a guy who has a lot of problems with concussions, and the stat that people throw about Brandon Cooks about, oh, he's only missed 4 games. Yeah, there are no games after the Super Bowl. So if you get injured in the Super Bowl, there's no way of truly saying he was going to miss more games or how many games he was going to miss, because that was the last game. And you cannot tell me that him exiting the Patriots game against the Eagles, or him exiting whatever other game that he got a concussion in, like it didn't make a difference for those teams, that it didn't affect them. Okay, so what happens to the Texans when you're counting on Brandon Cooks so much and the dude gets popped? This is what I've seen on film with Brandon Cooks. Especially last season with the Rams. When Brandon Cooks makes catches, he is guarding himself from the hit. And even though the defender might not be automatically already there, he is already scared of the hit as soon as the ball hits his hand. That is what I see on tape. We're talking about a guy who's scared to get another concussion, as he should be, because fucking a hit to your head is no fucking game. Trust me. When I fucking had a fucking concussion, matter of fact, the day I had my concussion out on the soccer field, it was after maybe a couple of weeks of making fun of a close friend who also had a concussion, because of everything that he was explaining to me that he was going through emotionally, because I didn't think your body could truly be that fucked up. So here I am 2 weeks later, get a damn concussion because somebody decides to fucking undercut my legs while I'm in the air. My head hits the ground first, and I got a fucking concussion. I get fucking home 4 hours later, bro. My whole fucking digestive system is fucked up. My emotions all over the place. I'm sitting on the fucking couch crying, my dude. While in my head, I'm thinking, why the fuck am I crying right now? I have nothing to cry about. Like, concussions are no fucking joke, and that's just one concussion. We're talking about this guy who's reported 4 of them. Okay, we know what happens to players with concussions. We had one of our tight ends retire because of concussions. So don't tell me he can continue to get concussions and just recover, because this shit is not a fucking game. And people like to pretend like it is, but it's a fucking serious problem, bro. So, to leave this Brandon Cooks topic in a brighter note, I hope that Brandon Cooks does not get a concussion this year. I hope that I am truly wrong. I hope that he truly does ball. And I hope that he has his healthiest season yet. But the shit fucking scares me. It scares me almost as bad as DeAndre Carter returning the fucking ball. I don't know what the fuck to expect. I don't know what's going to happen. Like, I've seen it on tape, bro. I see this guy's fear. And, like, it's not fucking good, bro. Not at all.
Hey, Deshaun, veteran leadership is obviously always important. It's going to be even more important this year with the rookies needing more help. What do you see as your role as a leader, and how important is that going to be for the rookies?
It's definitely big, especially the rookies. That's going to, play a big role in, helping this team win games and making sure we all bring them along. And I feel like this this team that we have since I've been in this organization is the most veterans we had playing a lot of football. So a lot of rookies get to see a lot of different people, especially in different
I agree,
positions.
Snipes. I do think they're going to beat the Chiefs'
It's kind of
ass.
hard to be able to touch rookies on defense, receivers, O-line, but we have a lot of guys that played a lot of football that they can look up to them and watch them take a lot of better reps, whenever their time comes in.
So that's just talking about the rookies. Now I don't think Coulter gets on the field this year. I do think Simmons, the guy that was undrafted that we brought in, gets on the field. I think he's gonna beat out DeAndre Carter for the returning position. Aaron Wilson actually wrote an article on that where he talked about how much the Texans are in love with this wide receiver, and that they are hoping that he's the competition for DeAndre Carter. Look, I really think that they've been trying to replace DeAndre Carter, because I don't think they're fans of him fumbling the ball as much as he does and how inconsistent he is with that. I just think they haven't really found the speedy guy that not only can return the ball for you, but at times when the offense is looking like it's not going anywhere, you've noticed that they've put in DeAndre Carter to kind of bring a spark to the offense, because nobody's gonna fucking cover nobody's fucking covering DeAndre Carter, so he usually gets open, right? Especially when they don't use him that much, right? They're not expecting the ball to go to him, especially when you got Hopkins and Fuller and Stills out there, and then next thing you know, Deshaun Watson throws it to DeAndre Carter, right? So that's worked for them. So this Simmons guy from Georgia, I love his tape. If you haven't had a chance to go watch this guy's tape, go fucking watch this guy's tape. But listen, the dude, I don't know what it is, bro, but it just feels like one of those fucking gems that I don't know how the fuck he didn't go drafted, bro. Like, honestly. And the culture guy, I don't like the culture guy from Rhode Island. There was actually a guy named Parks in the same fucking team that was more baller than he was. So I didn't ever understand that fucking draft pick at all. Like, why you didn't get a safety? Why you didn't get someone else to help you on a defensive line? I have no idea. This is the decision that they made, but yeah, man, I think that's where I stand with the rookies on offense.
Coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report. But business to take care of before we get there.
Let's go, Hyde.
Hey, I want to ask you, where's your comfort level with, the protocols that have been put in place by the NFL to keep you guys safe? Where are you at with that at this point?
At first, it was just, of course, there's a lot of different stories coming out about the protocol and things like that. So we're I feel like safety and health is always first. We all want to play football, we all want to do the right things, but at the same time, we got to make sure, because we're going home to our families and people that might have a health condition or might have some type of problem. So, for us to be able to come in and take the precautions and do the right things is very important. I know this organization, from what I came in, have changed everything and put in the right safety precaution on, sanitizing to, the locker room, to the way we, manage things. So, the first couple of days of camp have been great, and what we've seen has been a big change, and we're going in the right direction, especially for this organization.
And I like that, because the Texans did do a lot of major changes, even to the doors of scanning, and just really trying to keep players mindful that they are doing everything to do to keep them healthy. One of the things is, shout out to the Texans, man, because besides Vanderdoes opting out, like, everyone else has been 100% in. I think O'Brien did say yesterday in his press conference that not everyone is in the building just yet, but he said it's because people were basically brought in as staggered starts, so they didn't bring all the veterans in at once. They brought in like groups, I guess, to get everyone situated, and then once they got everyone situated, then they'll have everyone there. So it hasn't been about people like holding out or anything like that. But yeah, man, it's definitely good that they are making these precautions. It's definitely good to hear news that none of those guys are getting put on no IR list to, be brought back later in the year when they are post-COVID. The good thing about post-COVID is, for the most part, what I've seen is people usually recover within a week or two. So I know it takes 2 negative tests for them to be able to get back into the building. But the good thing is, it's not something that seems to, unless you have like other conditions going on, it doesn't seem to be something that keeps players away for more than 2 weeks. So interesting there. Let's keep listening to this.
John, Deshaun, this is the first time since 2011 the Texans have had their offensive line back at every spot. How important is that to you? And last year, y'all ran the ball less than any time in since Bill's been here, as they put more emphasis on you. So does having the line back and more emphasis on you go hand in hand?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like having that group and that chemistry back is going to be great. I know if you look back on, over the couple of years, but when we had our, especially last year, our starting five O-line, we've been very, very dominant. And we've been very, successful, when all five of those guys are playing at the same time. So if we can keep those guys healthy through a full season and build that chemistry, I mean, those guys look really, really good. They've been working out with each other. They've been talking with each other. You can just see it, through the locker room, throughout the building, how, they just move as a unit. They move as a group. And everywhere, one person goes, everyone goes. So you love to see that. And, for them to be able to, do what they have to do to make sure that, we've been successful as a unit, as a whole, is very confident in, the coaching staff and myself.
That's good. That's one thing I think that's a good highlight for the Texans is the fact that they have an offensive line that's coming back and playing with each other. I still think that Titus needs a lot more reps because he did miss a lot of games, but in the games that he did play, he looked great. Tunsil is who he is. Sharping is who he is. Nick Martin is who he is. Fulton, I think, is someone that they're really looking at to determine whether they're going to keep him next year or not. I like Fulton because I think when our O-line was the shittiest, he was part of that rebuild. So I never want to throw a guy who was basically kind of like the cornerstone to actually get in a good O-line just because you want to be, I don't know, maybe because you want an all-pro line, like everybody on the line to be a Pro Bowler. Like, I think the guy is serviceable, and I've seen a couple of things from Fulton that really made Titus shine, like helping him cover whenever maybe defenses were only rushing 3, and just Fulton really, really helping Titus Howard and giving him an edge and just different things. So definitely a good thing to hear Deshaun Watson say that this team or this offensive line is really clicking, that they're really together. I think that's one of the definitely things that you have to have from a team. Like, you can't just have everybody doing whatever the hell they want to do or when they want to do it. Like, you need to have that type of chemistry. So that definitely is a good thing from this offensive line. What is up with this dude playing, bro?
John, if you had a follow-up. I did. Tim Kelly being a first-time play caller, and of course you know him very well. Do you see any differences that we will notice with Tim?
I agree, Snipes, about Murray
compared to Bill, and will you play a key role in the strategy and have the freedom under Tim that you had under Bill?
Yeah, I mean, I had a lot of freedom with Coach O'Brien, too. He gave me a lot of freedom. We talked a lot of times, but being the head coach in the OC, there were times where, we were, couldn't meet as much as we wanted to. But I feel like with Tim, I get to see Tim. That's the only person that I'll meet with. Besides, TJ Yates. So being able to have that, everyday conversation, every meeting conversation with him, and be on the same page, sitting eye to eye, definitely is going to take us a long way. But, Tim has been doing a great job of, putting together, different game plans and scripts and making sure that I'm prepared in each and every game. And I can tell that he's, want to take that to a whole nother level. So, with us, starting camp, and the meetings and the conversation and the leeway he's just throwing out there whenever we step on the field has been great.
So that's good, right? That's interesting to me right there. He says, as much as I've been wanting to meet with O'Brien, I have not been able to do that in the past because obviously he has too much on his plate. So that gives me hope about the Tim Kelly play calling, because last year he wasn't, technically he was the GM, but he really wasn't the GM officially. So for him to not have the time and now really have the title behind it this year, there's a high chance Tim Kelly does truly do that. Now, the other guy he mentions there is TJ Yates. Now, I wonder how big of a role TJ Yates really has with Deshaun Watson. Is it more about breaking down the offense for Deshaun Watson and what O'Brien truly means when he says certain things on the offense or what he wants to see? Like, that's something that's curious to me. Like, that was, I think you could really milk that answer. I think you could go in so many different directions with that. But I'm just going to stay positive, and I'm going to say he's saying the offense should be a lot better because now I don't have to rely on O'Brien's calendar. Now I can rely on Tim Kelly, and Tim Kelly got nothing else to do but be an offensive coordinator. So high praises to that organization and delegation, but we're yet to have to see if this shit truly goes down. What the hell? Oh, I thought it said fourth quarter 0-0. I was like, ain't no way I'm still 0-0 in the fourth quarter. That's funny.
Hey, good morning, Deshaun. This question is twofold. You talked about safety and all the stuff that the Texans have put in place. Can you talk about how safe you feel and also your role as a leader in making sure that the players know that away from the stadium, they've also got to practice all these precautions? And then secondly, could you walk us through what's different now about how you guys go through your day?
Yeah, there's just the way the schedules are, set up for us to be social distance. I think it's like 80, 79, 80 players. So that's a lot of people, in one spot at one time. But for us to be able to take those, right precautions, we got to make sure that, we're following the schedule. And they put out a great plan. They're making sure that we're staying, sanitized, to, everyone, having their own towels, to, 2 lockers, to, making sure everything is kind of your personal, item. And so for us to be able to have that, it's been great. And then just the leadership of making sure that everyone is following the precautions outside is very important too. I feel like that's the most important because, everyone goes about their own lives and, around different people, and you don't know where those people been at, or you don't know this person I came in contact with. So making sure that, we do that so we can come in and, keep a healthy team and keep a healthy locker room. That's the biggest thing.
And that's true. I think that's the biggest concern for a lot of players. I think I've actually been seeing it on Twitter quite a lot recently. Players saying we got to hold other players accountable. Like, they can't just do whatever the hell they want to do whenever we're not in the building. Like, you can't risk a season. We want to play. I don't want to get sick. And that's just people being responsible, right? But we know some people buck wild and they love to party. And I think O'Brien really has gotten players on this team who are not going to do that. But you never know, bro. I mean, you might have a big freak-a-leak in the building and we don't even know it. I know one of the people that we used to have in the building who Deshaun Watson at one point during the Kareem Jackson thing, the K-Jack TV that he used to have, I remember one time they were asking about who on the team would you allow to date your sister, and I think they had brought up Clowney to Deshaun Watson, and Deshaun's like, nah, definitely not Clowney. And they were like, why? He's like, man, Clowney's something else. He's something else. So that shit was fucking hilarious. But yeah, I think they definitely have gotten away from players that they fear are going to be a cancer to O'Brien's culture, I guess you could say. So maybe the Texans won't have any issues there, but you never know. That's why when they talked about the Antonio Brown thing, I found it kind of crazy because I was like, why would they risk their whole culture for one guy? Like, why would they do that? Like, it makes no sense. Like, are they that desperate that they would bring in Antonio Brown because of his skill set, knowing very well that it's not just his skill set that's coming, like it's the whole package? So I never really bought into that. On top of that, obviously, I asked the source, and they fucking shut that shit down fast. And as you guys know, he's already been given an 8-game suspension. He doesn't have to be on a team for the suspension to begin. But the funny thing about the suspension is that it starts in week 1. And I think his court date is around that time. So they've already came out and said, depending on his court I guess decision, the judge's decision on his case, they might add more punishment to whatever has already been there. So yeah, it's still what if for a lot of teams.
Deshaun, why was it so important not to criticize or really comment on the Hopkins demonstrate and just trust that Bill was doing the right thing for the organization.
Okay, again, shout out to this media, bro, because they are not holding fucking back. They're not asking these fucking soft-ass questions. They're fucking asking the tough questions, and I got fucking mad props, man. Mad props for them.
My pay raise. That's not. I can't control that. You know, I feel the way I feel, but it's not my place and time to be able to, you know, speak on that. Because I didn't know the whole background story on what exactly happened. That's their business.
And no one does, really.
You know, their lane, I'm not going to step on my lane and get in that. But I know that me and Hop have a great relationship. I know that me and OB have a great relationship. But that's something that I can't play both sides of. I'm just going to sit in the middle and watch it from afar. And, you know, that's their business. And I'm not going to get into it.
Basically saying if D-Hop and O'Brien want to squabble, he ain't going to get in between them. He going to let D-Hop whoop O'Brien's ass. But, I mean, that's respectable. And he's already came out and really expressed how he felt. Like, that's his dog. Like, he wanted to play with his dog forever. He wanted him to be here forever. And unfortunately, call it business, call it whatever the hell you want to call it. Unfortunately, because of it, he's no longer here, bro. So the thing I love about that is that he says, look, I don't know what went down with them. So there obviously was something there, because he wouldn't mention that part of the story. He wouldn't say, I don't know the story about their relationship or whatever. So basically, he kind of does. Like, he knows. I'm pretty sure he knows Deshaun's. I mean, I'm pretty sure he knows Hop's side. He probably doesn't know O'Brien's full side. I don't even know if O'Brien would really give the full side to anybody, because we kind of know O'Brien, right?
Through the final few weeks of the season, these guys have nothing to say about.
You have to hit on mute. There we go. Deshaun, you got a chance to work out with Laramie Tunsil. What have you seen from Laramie, and how much better even do you feel like he could play now he's healthy and in his second year, knowing the playbook instead of being acquired right before the season the way he was and thrown in there?
That's the thing. I mean, just being the way he came in, it was just so fast. I mean, everything, especially with this offense, especially playing that position, being the left tackle of a very, very complex offense where you have to think, you have to be able to, maneuver and be able to, switch on the fly. And for him to come in and do what he did last year, and be successful, be a Pro Bowl left tackle. But this offseason, having a full season and know the whole package, and know the whole offense, and see him work, and see him get healthy, I mean, it's been incredible. So, we built that chemistry out the field as more than just, being a teammate, as a brother. And I know he's going to have another even better, season this year.
This is the first time I ever hear Deshaun Watson. Now, I've heard this from other people. I've heard this from other quarterbacks. I've heard this from other former players for the Texans about how complex O'Brien's offense is. But I never have heard Deshaun Watson say that. And for him to say that, I think, here's the thing. I think the complexity of things is not so much on the quarterback. Obviously, a little bit it is on the quarterback when it comes to making audibles and telling players where they need to be and making adjustments at the line. I understand all that. But also the players themselves have to have the responsibility. So for Deshaun Watson to come out and say that the very, very complex. Ooh. That to me, and he's going into year 4 now. I can understand him saying that in year 1. But going into year 4 and the shit is still complex to you, or he still feels like it's complex to people, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's why they've surrounded him with the people they surrounded him with T.J. Yates and Andre Johnson and people of that nature. But man, that's kind of alarming, bro. Like, that's not, I don't know what it is about O'Brien that he has to have such a complicated offense, because I've seen O'Brien really break it down. I've seen O'Brien really simplify it when he sees players are really not adjusting or players can't handle certain schemes. And so he'll start to break it down for the players, and you see the Texans simplify it better. And the funny thing is that they start being more productive. Players do less thinking and they do more playing, and it's funny how that works. But O'Brien is he just is like a fucking OCD ass motherfucker who just has to have it his way, bro. Just has to have it his way. Like, But I'm glad Larry Tunsil has been building on that. I'm glad he's understanding. I'm glad that they feel like he's smart enough to do. Texans love to run RPOs, you mean?
Deshaun, one non-Texans/NFL question. You and Laramie and Kenny and Whitney and Duke Edgevar have joined in to partner with Texas Southern. The folks over at TSU, for lack of a better phrase, jumping for joy at this partnership and what it means for the school. How important is that to you, and how special is that for you to be involved in this?
I mean, it's always good to be able to support the community that you stay in, that you live in, and call home. And for us to be able to, for them to be able to let us use the facilities, especially during times like this, to be able to trust us and take the right precautions and things like that. It was awesome. They've been great at supporting us and making sure that we're staying safe and having security around and sanitize and things like that. So we just wanted to be able to support them and make sure that we're behind them as they are behind us.
That's cool.
Hey, Deshaun, I know every team is in the same situation without off-season practices on the field, no preseason games or joint workouts. You happen to have a lot of new pieces on the offense and a new OC play caller. Can you be sharp when the season begins? Do you feel like that is a huge obstacle to overcome that you guys can for the game in Kansas City?
No, I feel like by the time Kansas City rolls around, we're going to be sharp. We're going to be, detailed, and we're going to look very efficient. And for us, that's why we got a veteran team. A lot of guys that play a lot of football that can pick up offense and know the game and know the schemes. And we're doing a lot of meetings at the stadium, a lot of Zoom calls and a lot of FaceTime calls where, those guys the new guys that just came in are getting adjusted, and they're getting adjusted very fast. They've been looking very, very good since we reported. But me and Tim been on the same page, so that wouldn't be any different. It's my job of being the leader and being the coach on the field to make sure everyone else around us is doing the right things the way we want to do it and the way I want it to, kind of happen on the field. So with me and Tim being on the same page and me trying to communicate that to all the new guys has been good.
Wow. He said they will be basically he said we're going to be ready to go for Kansas City. I think they've been ready to go for Kansas City. You guys have seen a lot of comments from Justin Reed. You guys have seen a lot of comments from Charles Omenihu, comments from Titus Howard about how much revenge they want. I never call it a revenge game because I think this game is going to be one of those, like, whenever Brady went against Manning when he was with the Colts, like, it's a rivalry, and I really think it is going to be that for a while. So it can never be a revenge game whenever you're going to have to see them again every year. So it is what it is, bro. It's becoming a rivalry, so I'm good with that. And two great teams, and they're going to go battle it out. One of them is putting their Super Bowl banner up. The other one is basically trying to get revenge because technically they should have been the ones fucking putting up a Super Bowl banner where everything the way that it was going. And, it is what it is. So, man, he says that this is a veteran year. They know what the fuck they doing, and they better, bro. They better because that's what O'Brien has been selling. That is exactly what O'Brien has been selling. These motherfuckers are veterans. They've been there. They'll be able to do it again. It shouldn't be that hard. We know Brandon Cooks has been in the New England offense. We know Randall Cobbs is one of the best slot receivers in the game. So that's basically what they're saying, right? So no excuses, basically. No excuses.
Cody Davis. Hey, Deshaun, hope all is well, man.
Damn, CJ Mosley opted out?
On social media, working out a couple times this offseason. So can you talk about building that chemistry with him?
CJ Mosley is the MVP. I like that. That motherfucker gave us a hard time.
Came natural. I mean, since we signed him, and got him, we definitely kind of build that chemistry. We've been talking ever since, and working out with him. He's just a great person. His family is awesome, amazing. A guy that you just want to be around. He's seen so much football, been around so many people, played with Drew Brees, Tom Brady, Jared Goff. So he's seen a lot of different quarterbacks in a lot of different ways. So he's giving me knowledge on what he's learned from different people, and he's learning from me, which is awesome, which is amazing, especially a guy that played a lot of football. So we just kind of built that, and it's been good.
Deshaun, last year when you threw the ball to a running back, it was almost always Duke Johnson. Now you got David Johnson, who's one of the best receivers ever.
out of the backfield. The possibility of having both those guys on the field at the same time to choose from. Talk about them as receivers and what kind of mismatches that could create.
I mean, they create so much. You have to respect that. You know, not just running the ball. So you have to respect, is it going to be a pass or is it going to be a run? And with both of those guys on the field, you don't know who's going to touch the ball. So we can do so many different things, especially with David coming in and his size, his speed. And then you have Duke, coming out the backfield and his be able to agility and be able to move and things like that. So, it's been good to be able to have, two guys like that. I've never had that in my career. So it's going to be fun to be able to play with both of them and see what we can do.
And this is good. This is good. Thank you, Deshaun. Fucking thank you. When you have two running backs who can catch out of the fucking backfield, when you can go a 2 wide receiver, 2 running back package, and they can all be going out to trying to catch the ball. Especially when you have the O-line that you have. And if they can fucking get that down this year, if that can be such an X factor to get you going, to moving the chains, teams are going to have a shit hard time because that shit is hard for everyone. It's hard for the Texans to cover when they're doing out of the backfield. We did a great job against the Patriots. I don't think we did such a great job when it came to the running backs for the Ravens or the running backs for the Chiefs. I think we struggled at times. And I think all teams struggle with that. So for now, that being a weapon that you yourself have, and now you got to see other teams, other defenses struggle against it, it's a dream come true. But I just fucking hope that they actually fucking use it more often than none. Because we've seen this before. They'll have a fucking gem play in the playbook. They'll bring it out for one game and you'll never see it again. But the fucking screenplays, they never give up on those. And I'm tired of seeing that shit. I'm tired of seeing the fucking screenplays. I'm telling you right now.
Okay, last one for Aaron Reese.
Sean, how do you think potentially not playing in front of any fans or obviously playing in less than full stadiums will affect how you go about doing your job?
Hold on.
In terms of
yeah, Snipes, I did know that. But the Chiefs drafted a good running back, by the way. They drafted old boy from LSU, so I think they'll be all right.
But the defense can hear what you guys can hear and all those sorts of things.
I mean, it won't affect me. I mean, that's not my concern. When I'm on the field, I'm already in my
He's I don't give a fuck about the crowd.
Even if it's crowd noise, if it's not. So for me, I just want to compete. I just want to lock in on and have Zoom focus on what I do. And of course, if there's no fans that can hear us, but at the end of the day, you still have to, contain and stop us. And that's the mentality. And that goes for anybody across the league. Myself and any other offense.
Shots?
They're going to feel the same way.
Shots?
You can hear what we're saying, but at the end of the day, you have to stop us. You have to stop the guys that are running the routes and the quarterbacks that are making the decisions. So,
no, I didn't say he's going to ball out, but he's going to be serviceable for them.
The way I play in the game that we're playing, and for any other quarterback around the league, I bet they feel the same way.
Oh, and by the way, Damon Williams, you would say balled out for them when he was a rookie. So I'm not saying balled out, but he's going to be serviceable. He's not going to be a fucking Ezekiel Elliott or a Saquon Barkley, but he's going to be serviceable, bro. And he catches out of the backfield, too, so it's going to be a thing for them. But, yeah, man, so, yeah, that's the end of the interview. So Deshaun Watson basically says, I ain't worried about the crowd. I mean, I know there's crowd noises. It's going to feel different. But at the end of the day, when I'm playing, I'm focused on the offense. I'm focused on what we need to do. And at the end of the day, even if they can hear what the hell we're making audibles for, they still got to fucking stop it. Like, just because you know what's coming doesn't mean you know how to stop it. And that's one of the things that I loved about Ocho Cinco, because he said, I think he was on some interview and they asked him, like, why do you feel like you're one of the best route runners, the best route runner, wide receiver that has ever existed? And he said, because I used to tell the DBs at the line what the fuck I was going to run, and they still couldn't stop me. Now, I can't make an argument that wherever he went to fucking New England, he sucked, but maybe that was just New England not knowing how the fuck to use a player like that. I don't fucking know. But anyways, man, that is the end of the stream, man. I hope you guys enjoyed that. This is something new. Usually I'll hear the interview while I'm recording the video. Really wasn't in the mood to edit any videos, so especially when it had to do it with the sound of the interview, I wasn't too sure if I wanted to show the interview also. So I was like, man, it's gonna be a lot of editing. not in the mood for it. And I figured let's try this and let's see if it works. So if you guys enjoyed it, hit the like button, hit the sub button, comment below and let me know if this is something that you like and would like me to continue to do. Obviously, as you guys could tell by the Madden games, it kind of had me distracted, so I definitely wasn't playing my best, trying to hold the sound of where the interview was coming to the mic. So I definitely have to find a better way to doing that. But if you guys liked how it was done and liked the idea of it, I can see about maybe finding a way to better stream that soundbite to the stream. So let me know. But anyways, man, you guys take it easy. You guys know what it is every day, baby. It is H-Town. Take care, bro. Let's get it. Nice. Thanks, Snipe.